Hello, hello, hello everyone. Am I audible? Hello everyone. Quickly tell me, am I audible? Good evening everyone. Good evening. Am I audible guys? Quickly tell me, am I audible? Good evening everyone. Good evening. Great, I am audible. Nice. So first of all, welcome everyone to this amazing boot camp. Okay. So this will be a 5-day boot camp and we will be learning the very amazing concepts of machine learning, and we will be seeing a little bit of neural networks as well in these 5 days. Okay. Good evening, good evening. So we will be starting the session in 2 to 3 minutes, okay, so that everyone can join. Till then, if any one of you have any kind of doubt, you guys can ask me. Okay. Any one of you have any kind of doubt? Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Yes, this will be a beginner friendly session, so don't worry. We will start everything from the scratch. For all the attendance, a link will be provided to you guys at the end of the session, okay? So you guys have to just fill that link, okay? For your attendance, a link Google form will be shared at the end of the session. You guys just have to fill that Google form. So we will be going to learn machine learning and a little bit of deep learning, like about very little about neural networks, okay, in these 5 days. So this will be our goal, okay. And at the end, we will also be making a project as well. Generative AI is a very, very popular field nowadays. So it is basically like how do we deal with the LLMs, we can say, okay. So Gen AI and Agentic AI is totally based on how can we deal with different LLMs, how can we make different projects and different things using those LLMs. Okay. The session will be approximately 1 hour long. Like 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, not more than that. Yes, the project will be done, can be done by the freshers as well. The project will be a very basic project and it will be based on all those concepts that we will learn in these 5 days. So yes, about my background. So I have mentored like approximately more than thousands of students in the field of data science and like machine learning, AI, ML, and all. And from like last 3 to 4 months, I am taking these boot camps. So like if you want to see more boot camps of mine, you can also go and see more boot camps on YouTube DevTown channel. So we will be basically doing most of the stuff, like most of the coding in the Google Colab notebook. Okay. Because for on using Google Colab, we don't need any external Python dependencies and all. So that we are like most of you guys will be able to access the Google Colab. Okay. But at the time of deployment, we will be making the project in our system, and all the steps I will tell you how to do everything. Okay. Like how to install Python, how to set up the environment, and each and everything. No, there's no need for Jupyter Notebook. Everything will be done on Google Colab only. So yes, AI ML. Any tips for beginner of ML, AI, and NN? So yes, AI ML is a very very vast field, and you can like it is the most emerging field we can say, and you can make many projects. Like it is still very much unexplored, and there's a lot of scope in this field as well. So yes, this is a great field. Certificates will be shared at the end of the bootcamp, and all the procedure regarding the certificates will be told to you guys. Okay, so don't worry about the certificates right now. Yes, the notes will be provided. No, not only basic level ML. Like I will tell you how can we train different models. First of all, we will start with the what is machine learning actually. Okay, types of machine learning and everything. Then we will move towards a little bit of coding part, like how do we train model, what are the pre-processing steps, and a little about neural networks and how can we train our model using neural networks as well. And at the end we will be deploying the project as well. Okay, so it is a like complete boot camp in which you will gain a basic knowledge of machine learning. You will learn how can we make our models, how can we improve our models as well with the help of hyperparameter tuning. I will tell you what it is. Okay, and we will be exploring a little bit field of deep learning as well, and you will be learning how can we deploy our model as well. So if you are Tanya, if you are interested in AI/ML, so you must start with Python. Else, if you are like interested in like some dev kind of web dev and all, so JavaScript is very much useful. So let's begin with the session now. Okay, I hope is everyone is here or the people will join. Okay, so let's begin with the session. Attendance will be shared at the end of the session. Okay, so till then, please don't like just uh, spam in the chat attendance will be shared at the end. Okay, so the very first thing, um, just give me a minute. Okay, guys, am I visible? Guys, quickly tell me, am I visible and audible? Guys, quickly tell me, am I visible and audible? Yes, sorry, actually there was some kind of glitch, I don't know. So yes, let's begin. I hope my screen is visible, right? My screen is visible, right? So yes, let's quickly start. So the very first thing, okay, we are going to, like, today is the day one, right? So in the day one of this bootcamp, we will be starting with the first topic we will see is basics of machine learning. Okay, so the very first topic we are going to see today is basics of machine learning. So first of all, guys, can you tell me what is actually AI or what is actually ML? Can you tell me what is actually AI or what is actually ML? I'm not asking about the full form. Everyone knows that AI stands for artificial intelligence and ML stands for machine learning. But what actually is AI? Can you tell me? AI is a branch of computer science and ML is a branch of AI. Correct, Dia? We train machine to learn. AI is equal to teaching computers to act smart. Great. AI is self-intellectual system. Man-made thinking power. Great. Prediction or decision making algorithm. Great. So very basic, if I just talk about a very basic definition of AI, so it is a branch of computer science, we can say, okay, which is concerned with building building smart and intelligent building smart and intelligent machines. Okay, a very basic definition of AI is this is a branch of CS that is concerned with building smart and intelligent machines. Now, sir, what is ML? Sir, what is machine learning? Machine learning is a, we can say, technique to implement artificial intelligence. Okay, machine learning is a technique to implement artificial intelligence. Like, we provide some kind of data, okay, then based on that data our system trains and we get some kind of output. Okay, this is a very basic kind of definition. So ML is just a technique to implement AI. Okay, I hope this is clear. Sir, sir, can you explain this once more? Yes, sure. So if I just create a diagram, okay, if I just create a diagram, AI is my broader field, and under AI we have machine learning. Okay, under AI we have machine learning. So we can also say that machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence. Okay, and under machine learning we have a field known as deep learning. Sir, what is deep learning? So deep learning is a field which is like a subfield of ML. First of all, okay, deep learning is a subfield of ML, and it is basically used to train neural networks. Now, sir, what is neural networks? So for a basic understanding, I am just going to tell you neural network is nothing but scientists, or we can say coders or programmers, just tried to mimic the human brain. Okay, neural networks is nothing but the programmers just tried to mimic the human brain. Okay, and when this is done, we got our field deep learning. Have you guys heard of neurons? Neurons, just like the neurons, are connected to each other, right? In deep learning, we have neural networks. Sir, what is neural networks? Neural network is like a bunch of, you can just imagine a bunch of neurons. You can just imagine it as a bunch of neurons connected with each other. Okay, So like each of them is a separate neuron, we can say. So when coders or when programmers tried to mimic the human brain, we got our field deep learning. Okay, and deep learning is a subfield of machine learning. Okay, sir, understood. Now, sir, what is machine learning? Sir, what is machine learning? You just told us that machine learning is a subfield of AI. Okay, sir. Sir, in machine learning, the system trains on data. Now, sir, my question is okay, so quickly tell me, guys. My question is what is data? Okay, my question is what is data? Can you tell me what is data? Large amount of info, raw information. Okay, data is a collection of information, large amount of info, raw facts, information, facts. So, what is data? Data is nothing but everything. Like right now, you guys are seeing my video. Okay, so my video is a data for you. Right now, you are seeing my screen. My screen is data for you. Right now, you guys are like listening to me. Okay, so my voice is also data for you. Everything through which you can take some kind of or you can fetch some kind of information is data. Okay, it is not like data is only present in the forms of numbers and tables and everything, but anything through which you can fetch some kind of information is data. I hope this is clear. Okay, sir. Now, sir, what is machine learning? Sir, what is machine learning? So machine learning is a field of AI, field of AI that is used to train our machines or our system. Okay, I will write it in the next line. Okay, just give me a second. Used to train our system. Okay, used to train our system on some data, on some data. I hope now the definition of machine learning is clear. I hope this much is clear. Now, sir, what are the types of machine learning? So we have basically we have three types of machine learning. Okay, so we have basically three types of machine learning. The first one is supervised learning. The second one is unsupervised learning. And the third one is reinforcement learning. So these are the three types of machine learning we have. Okay. Sir, what supervised learning now? Sir, what is supervised learning? So if I just give you a basic definition, in supervised learning, we have our models or our system is trained on label data. Okay, if I just give you a basic information, basic definition, in supervised learning, my machine, okay, my system, my machine trains on label data. Okay, machine trains on label data. Now, sir, what is label data? Sir, what is label data? So before telling about label data, let's just move on to unsupervised, okay? Because the definition is very much simpler of unsupervised as well. Just like in supervised learning, our machine trains on label data. In the similar way, in unsupervised learning, our machine trains on unlabeled data. Our machine trains on unlabeled data. Now, sir, what is this labeled data and what is this unlabeled data? Sir, what is this labeled data and what is this unlabeled data? Suppose, suppose, yes, this is my machine, okay? Or we can say this is my computer. I'm just saying this is my machine. Now, suppose I have a basket, okay? Suppose I have this some apples, okay? Suppose I have some apples and I have some bananas, okay? I have some apples and I have some bananas. Now I want some kind of model, okay? I want to train my machine such that whenever I will give a whenever I will give an apple or whenever I will give a banana, my machine gives me the output that, hey Lakshay, this is an apple, or hey Lakshay, this is a banana. Okay. Suppose I am giving some kind of random fruit. I am giving this random fruit to my machine, and my machine gives me the output that, hey Lakshay, this is an apple. Okay. So this is the model that I want. So what I will do, if I want a model like this, what I will do, I will first, I will first give the bunch of apples. Okay. I will first train my machine on the data of apple and banana. I will first train my machine on the data of apple and banana. I will say like, hey machine, these are my apples. Okay. Hey machine, these objects are apples. And hey machine, these objects are bananas. So what my machine will do? What my machine will do? My machine will catch some features like, hey, like the apple is circular in shape, spherical in shape. The apple is red in color. The banana is, we say, cylindrical in shape, and the banana is yellow in color. Okay, so these are some features of my data. These are some features of my data, or we can say the features of apples or bananas. Like apple is spherical in shape, apple is red in color, banana is cylindrical in shape, banana is like yellow in color. Okay, so based on this data, my machine will train, and the next time, if I will suppose I am giving one apple, okay, suppose I am giving this apple to my machine. I know this is an apple, okay, but my machine this time does not know this is an apple. So what my machine will return? My machine will return. First of all, my machine will check this object. Okay. First of all, my machine will check this object, that this is spherical in shape and this is red in color. And my machine will think that, hey, I have learned that whenever the thing is spherical in shape and it is red in color, it is an apple. So my machine will return the output apple over here. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. Is this clear, guys? If everything is clear till now, write clear in the chat quickly. Great. Sir, sir, what if instead of apple or instead of apple and banana, I just gave one more fruit, let's say, suppose I'm not giving apple to my machine. Instead, I'm giving a grape. Okay. Suppose I'm giving a grape. Okay. Now, sir, what will be the output? So this time my machine won't be able to detect that this is a grape. Sir, why? Because I have trained my machine on only apples and bananas. So that is why my machine won't be able to tell that this is a grape. But if I train my model on some grapes as well, now what I am doing, instead of only apple and banana, I am training my machine with apples, bananas, and grapes. So the third time, after training based on these three, after training these three, then if I will ask that, hey, if I will give grape as my input, my machine will return grape. Okay. So if you want some kind of output, your machine must be trained on that input first. Okay. So this is what we call label data. When we give when we give labels, as you can see, this apple is a label, right? So when we give labels to our data set, we call it label data. These are labels. Okay. So when we give labels to our data set, we call it label data. Okay, sir. Sir, then what is unlabeled data? Sir, we know that in supervised learning, the machine trains on labeled data. Okay, sir. And in unsupervised learning, machine trains on unlabeled data. Okay, sir. Sir, what is unlabeled data now? Yes, the first thing we have to do, we have to train our machine on some data set. Okay. Sir, what is unlabeled data now? So suppose I have a machine. Okay. Suppose I have a machine, and instead of a labeling data, I have this bucket. Okay. I have this bucket, and in my bucket, I have mixed apples and bananas. Okay. I have mixed apples and bananas. Now I don't have any kind of label. Okay. I don't have any kind of label. Sir, what if we give this data directly to my machine? Sir, what if we give this data directly to my machine? Now this time my machine will separate my data into two categories. In the first category, it will keep apples. In the first category, it will keep the apples. So why the apples? My machine, this time my machine, based on some specific features, will segregate my data. This time my machine, based on some specific features, will segregate my data. Sir, what are those specific features? Let's say for apples, the apples are red in color. So all the objects that are red in color will come to category A. And similarly, banana is yellow in color. So based on color features, I have now separated my this data set in which apples comes in category A and bananas comes in category B. So this time my machine does not know what an apple is or what a banana is. Okay, my machine does not know what is an apple or what is a banana. But based on some features of the data, my machine segregated my data set into two categories. Okay, my machine splitted my data set into two categories based on some features. So what are those features? Those features can be anything like shape, that apples are spherical and bananas are cylindrical. The feature can be color, the apple is red, the banana is yellow. The feature can be texture or anything. Okay, so I hope what is unlabeled data is now clear to you. Okay, the example of unlabeled data is now clear to you. In unlabeled data, I am not providing any kind of label on my data set. I hope this is clear. If everything is clear, write clear in the chat quickly. Difference is nothing but in the case of supervised learning, we are just providing labels. As you can see, I have written apple, right? As you can see, I've written banana over here and grapes over here. So we are just providing labels to our data set, that we are telling machine that, hey machine, this is an apple. Hey machine, this is a banana. But in the case of unsupervised learning, we are not providing any label. We are just giving the data set without telling my machine that this is an apple or this is a banana. Okay, I hope this is now cleared. Great. Sir, what is reinforcement learning now? Sir, you have told us like what is supervised and what is unsupervised. Sir, what is reinforcement learning now? So, reinforcement learning. Yes, the recording will be there in the YouTube channel, so you guys can anytime watch this recording as well. Sir, what is reinforcement learning now? So, reinforcement learning is like what we say. First of all, I will give you an example. The biggest example of reinforcement learning is self driving cars. Okay. The biggest example of reinforcement learning is self driving cars. You must have heard of self driving cars, right? So, self driving cars, on what principle these self driving cars are based? So, I will quickly tell you. Reinforcement learning is based on four things. The first one is environment. The first one is environment. The second one is agent. The third one is action. And the fourth one is reward. Now, sir, what are these four things? Sir, what is this environment, agent, action, and reward? So, in simple terms, within my environment, okay, now focus on my words, okay. Within my environment, within my environment, I will have an agent, okay. Within my environment, I will have an agent which will perform some kind of action, and based on that action, I will give the reward. Okay. For an example, let's suppose we have a dog. Okay. We have a dog. Now, what will be our environment? Suppose we have taken our dog to a park. Okay. So my park will be my environment now. Okay, sir. Sir, environment will be park. Okay. Sir, what will be the agent now? Agent is my dog. Agent is nothing but agent is my dog. Okay, sir. Now suppose I throw a ball. Okay, I throw a ball, and the action done is that my agent brings back the ball to me. Okay, my agent, or I can say my dog, brings back the ball to me. So this is the action. And based on that action, I will give my dog some kind of reward, let's say a biscuit or something. Okay. So within my environment, within the park, my dog is bringing back the ball to me. That's why I am giving the dog some kind of reward. Okay. So this is the whole concept behind reinforcement learning. Sir, you have told us the example is self-driving car. So in the case of self-driving car, our environment is the road. Okay, the environment is the road, or we can say anything. Our agent is the car. Our action, sir, what is our action? Action is to keep the car in the moving state. Okay, the action is to keep the car in the moving state. Sir, what is the reward? There must be some kind of reward system in the self-driving cars as well. Okay, so this is the basic concept behind self-driving cars. I hope this is clear now. I hope this is clear now. The attendance link will be shared at the end of the session, so till then please try to focus on the session. Okay. Great, everything is clear till now. So this is what we call the three types of machine learning. The first one, okay, so yes, these are the three types of machine learnings. The first one is supervised learning. Okay, sorry. The first one is supervised learning. The second one is unsupervised learning. And the third one is reinforcement learning. I hope these three types of machine learnings are clear now. Now we will be specifically discussing the supervised learning. Okay, we will be specifically discussing the supervised learning now. So supervised learning is further divided into two parts. The supervised learning is further divided into two parts. The first one is classification, and the second one is regression. Now, sir, what is classification and what is regression? Sir, what is classification and what is regression? So, suppose, like we took the example of apples and bananas, right? Suppose I am making some model in which I have to predict whether the fruit is an apple or a banana. Okay. So, the models in which we have some specific classes, like apple is one class and banana is one class, right? So, the models in which we have specific classes are known as like all those models come under classification. Like if I just have to give some example, the first of all the definition is when we have to predict some class. Okay, when we have to predict some class. If I just give you an example, the example is, let's say we are predicting whether the person is male or female. Okay, or suppose we are predicting whether the answer is true or false. Okay, so in these cases we have specific classes, like whether the person will be male or female, or whether the answer will be true or false, or whether the fruit will be apple or a banana. Okay, so in these cases we have specific classes only, so that's why these problems come under classification. Now, sir, what is regression? Sir, what is regression? When we have to predict, when we have to predict a continuous value, when we have to predict a continuous value, we call it regression. Okay, so now what is a continuous value? So let's quickly take an example. Suppose I want to predict a house price. Okay, suppose I want to predict a house price. Sir, it is not like the house price is only 10,000 or 20,000. Okay, the house price can be any value, like 10,000, 11,000, 11,500, 11,520, 12,000. Okay, I'm just taking example. Okay, so these are just random hypothetical values. So, sir, house price can be 11,000, can be 12,000, can be 13,000, can be 13,500, 550, any value. So it is not like we can predict between only like the house price will be only 10,000 or 20,000. The house price can be any value. So when we have some output like any value, we call these values continuous value. Okay. Like house price, or let's say one more example if I will have to take. Suppose I am going to predict the salary of a person. Okay. So it is not like the salary can be only 50,000 per month or 1 lakh per month. The salary can be 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 75,000, 80,000, 81, 82, 83, any value. So these are all continuous values. Yes, stock price is also an example, weight is also an example. Great. So whenever we have to predict a continuous value, we call it regression. Okay. Examples are house price. Okay. One more example, we have age. One more example, we have salary. One more example, we have weight. So these are all examples of regression models. I hope the difference between classification and regression is now clear. Am I right, guys? I hope the difference between classification and regression is clear, right, guys? The attendance link will be shared at the end, so please right now focus on the session. Great. So at least till the types of supervised learning, everything is clear. No, they don't have further types, but we have algorithms. Okay. Now, sir, we have different algorithms under supervised learning. Okay. We have many algorithms. So let's start. Algo for supervised learning. So we will be seeing the algorithms for supervised learning. So there are many algorithms such as let's say logistic regression. Okay, sorry. Yes. There are many algorithms such as logistic regression, linear regression, we have support vector machine, or we call it SVM. Okay. So maths behind machine learning models. Okay, so if we will have time, I will also explain the maths behind one or two models. I will try to explain the maths as well. Okay. So yes, we have support vector machines. We have also have decision trees. Okay. We also have random forest. We also have XGBoost. Okay. So all of these are different algorithms. Okay. All of these are different algorithms that we can use in our supervised learning part. Like this logistic regression algorithm. This logistic regression is used for classification problem. I know the name is like the name in the name there is regression written, but logistic regression is used for classification problems when we have classes. Okay, this linear regression is used for regression problems. This linear regression is used for regression problems. Now, can anyone tell me this SVM support vector machine is used for which type of problems? Can anyone tell me this SVM or support vector machine is used for which type of problems? Classification, okay. In cluster, both, okay. Classification and regression. So this support vector machines, or we call this decision trees, random forest, XGBoost, all of these algorithms are used to train both of the models, that is classification model, or we call it regression model. Okay, so these algorithms are used for both of the types of machine learning, both of the types of supervised learning algorithms. I hope this much is clear. Right now, I haven't explained what is logistic regression or what is linear regression or SVM or anything. Okay, I haven't explained what all these are. I have just told about them, that these are just algorithms which we use to train our model. There's a lot of mathematical intuition behind these models as well, and a lot of practical implementation and many things. Okay, there are many things we can learn about these models. Okay, and I will also try to cover the maths of one of the model in the this bootcamp as well. Okay, I hope this much is clear. I hope this much is clear, guys. Great. Till now, anyone of you have any kind of doubt till now? Any kind of doubt till now, please write in the chat. If any doubt in the any topic till now we have covered. Supervised learning, okay, sure. So supervised learning is nothing but when we train our model, when we train our model based on label data. Okay. So what is label data? Suppose I have over here trained my model on the data apples, bananas, and grapes, right? So I have also labeled my data, that I have told my machine that these are apples, these are bananas, and these are grapes. If I just give my data to my machine won't be able to recognize that which one is apple and which one is banana and which one is grape. Okay. So what I have done, I have already labeled my data. I have already told my machine that, hey machine, these are apples, these are bananas, and these are grapes. After labeling, I have given the data to my machine. So this is how we use label data in supervised learning. I hope this is clear now. Some real-time projects of supervised learning, like there are many projects, uh, salary calculator or house price calculator, or there are like many projects you can see online. Like supervised projects are not that hard level projects, but there are many projects you can find online. Okay, so let's move on now. We will talk about unsupervised learning later on. So right now, just focus on supervised learning. Okay, great. So these are the, like, this is the basic information of machine learning. Okay. Now I have two things to ask. Okay. Now I have two things to ask. What if, suppose I have a data. Okay. Suppose I have a data in tabular form. Like, suppose this is my data, some kind of data. Okay. And suppose one of the value in this data set, suppose this value is missing. Okay. Now I have to train my data. Okay. Okay. I have to train my data. But one of the value in this data set is missing. Now what should I do? DT is decision tree, RF is random forest, and XG boost is like gradient boosting, extreme gradient boosting. Okay, some of you are saying fill it with null. But suppose, suppose I have a data set of, let's say, I have a data set of 1 crore. Okay, I have a data set of 1 crore, we say, data points. Okay, I have a data set of 1 crore rows. Okay, or we say 10 lakh rows. Let's say 10 lakh rows. I have a data set of 10 lakh rows. So, sir, if one or two or let's say thousand of rows have some kind of null value, we will just simply remove those rows. Sir, let's suppose we have a data set of 10 lakh rows, and within those rows, suppose 10,000 rows have null values. Suppose, sir, 10,000 rows have some kind of null value. Sir, I am simply going to remove those 10,000 rows and I will train my data on the rest 9,90,000 data points. Okay, sir. But if we have a data set of only, suppose if we have a data set of, instead of 10 lakh, let's say I have 10,000. Suppose I have 10,000. Now if my data set, now if my data in my data set, suppose 1000 rows. In my data set of 10,000, suppose 1000 rows consist of null values. Now what should I do? Yes, suppose not the whole row is null. Okay, I'm not saying that whole row is null. I'm saying only one column is null. Okay. So what I'm doing, I'm simply, if I have 10 lakh rows, I'm simply removing the null row. Okay. The row which with only one null value, I'm simply removing that row. I don't want that row. But suppose I have only 10,000 rows, and within those 10,000, 1,000 rows consist any value as null value. Now what can I do? Okay, replace missing value with average value. Okay. Any other answer? Medians of the null values. Okay. Fill NA function. Mean median mode. Great. Great, Gaganmeet. So what we are going to do? We can fill these null values. We can fill these null values with the help of mean or median or mode. Okay. We can fill these null values using mean or median or mode. I hope this is clear. When the dataset is too big, I don't care if I remove 1000 or 2000 rows. I don't care because I am just removing, we say, 1% of my data. I don't care. But in the case of a small dataset, suppose I have 10,000 rows and in that 1000 are empty, or any of the column is only empty in 1000 rows. So I cannot remove that dataset. All we cannot remove that 1000 rows because it consists 10% of our data. Okay. So in this case, what we do, we replace the null value with the mean or median or mode of that particular column. Okay. And this technique is known as, imputation. This technique is known as imputation. I hope this is clear. And in the similar way, suppose I am deleting the rows. Suppose I am deleting the rows. So that process is known as dropping. Dropping is nothing when I am deleting the rows. I hope this is clear now. I hope this is clear now. Now, sir, I have one more doubt. Sir, I have one more doubt. Suppose, okay, suppose I have a data set. No, this is a very totally different case, like the mobile number is missing and all, because mobile number is kind of unnecessary column. Okay, listen. Suppose I have this data set, okay, and in this data set I have 10 columns, right? I have 10 columns. I have to suppose I have to predict the let's say salary of a person. Okay. Suppose I have to predict the salary of a person based on these 10 columns. So suppose the first column is phone number. Okay. Suppose the first column is phone number and any of the other column is like let's say office ID. Okay. Office ID. Now these two columns are not necessary for predicting the salary of a person, right? Like what can I do from the number like 1001? What can I gather from this number? Or what can I gather from this phone number, let's say 999555? So I cannot gather any kind of information from this phone number or from this office ID. So what I am going to do, I will remove these columns in this charting. Okay, I will remove these columns in this charting, and instead of taking 10 columns, I will take 8 important columns. Okay, instead of taking 10 columns, I will take the most important 8 columns. I will remove the unnecessary columns. Okay, I hope this is clear. This phone number doubt is clear now. Imputation practically. Okay, so to apply imputation practically, I will just quickly show you. Don't worry. So we will quickly open the Google Colab. Okay. So guys, tell me how many of you have a basic knowledge of Python? Guys, quickly tell me how many of you have a basic knowledge of Python? Okay, just give me a second. I am just quickly. Where is the imputation file? Because imputation. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, so most of you have a knowledge of Python. Okay, so if you don't have the knowledge of Python, don't worry. I will try to like give you the basic knowledge of Python in tomorrow's lecture. So right now I'm just going to explain the imputation part. Okay. What I'm going to do, I will quickly connect my notebook from the top right corner. Okay. So what is this? This is Google Colab. Google Colab is a platform where you can run Python code or you can run different cells, Python cells without any environment setup or anything without downloading Python. Okay. The notes will be provided on the community. Okay, so don't worry. Yes, so I will quickly run the cell first. So this is my data set. Okay, sir, what is this read csv? So read csv is a function of pandas. Okay, read csv is a function of pandas through which we can read a particular csv file. Okay, read csv is a function of pandas through which we can read a particular csv file, and we can store all the values in this dataset variable. And if I will print this dataset, you can see the dataset over here. Okay, now as you can see, there are null values. These are nan values. Can you see? So these are all the null values. Now what I want to do, I want to remove these null values. I want to remove these null values. Now sir, we have this index column as well. We have this index column, right? So this index column is not important for me. What I am going to do? I will simply drop this index column. I will simply drop this index column. Sir, what is this access is equal to 1 or in place equal to true? In place equal to true means that the change that we are making is permanent. Okay. In place equal to true means that the change we are making is permanent. If I'm not going to write in place equal to true, then what will happen? The change will be temporary. Answer, what is access is equal to 1? Access is equal to 1 tells us that we have to delete a column. Okay. Access is equal to 1 means that we have to delete a particular column. If I write access is equal to 0, it will delete a particular row. So access is equal to 0 denotes that we are dealing with a row, and access is equal to 1 denotes that we are dealing with a column. Okay, sir. So this is my dataset after dropping my index column. As you can see, I have dropped this whole index column. So this is my dataset after dropping the index column. Now with the help of a function dot count. Okay, with the help of this function dot count, I have counted the values in each and every column. Okay, and as you can see, this transaction one have 1,87,448 values, right? But this facing have a slightly less values, which means there must be some null values, in this facing column, and I have to deal with those null values only. There's one more function, that is dot is null dot sum. So this function gives me the amount of null values in each and every column. So we can see there are 3000 null values in the description column. There are no null values in the amount column. There are 80,000 null values in the carpet area column. Okay. So this is how we can see the null values in each and every column using isNull.sum function. I hope this is clear. Okay, this is the same. Then yes, as you can see, what I have done, I have one column. Okay, just give me a second. I have a column price in rupees. Okay, I have a column price in rupees. If you will just see the data set, you will find the column over here. I have a column price in rupees with 17,000 missing values or null values, we can say. We have a column price in rupees with 17,000 null values. So what I have written, that hey dataset, from this dataset I have imported this price in rupees column, and I have applied dot fill na. So this is, what is this fill na? From the word you can say fill na means fill the null values. Okay, and what I have done, fill na data set of this particular column dot mean, which means that I have filled all the null values. I have filled all the null values using the mean of that particular column. Okay, I have filled all the null values using the mean of that particular column. And sir, again in place equal to true. Sir, you told us that in place is equal to true means that the change is permanent. So if I will just print dot is null dot sum, you can see there is zero null values in this price column. So why zero? Because I have already filled all the null values in this price column using the mean of that column. I hope this is now clear. Okay. Similarly, I can also replace it with median as well or mode as well. I hope this is now clear. I hope this is clear now. If everything is clear, write clear in the chat. If everything is clear, write clear in the chat, guys, quickly. Everything clear, guys? Any kind of doubt? Is there any kind of doubt in any topic till now that we have covered? Yes, there is a way. Like, we always try to avoid the mode, okay? We always try to avoid the mode, and we try to like fill the dataset all the null values using mean or median, okay? And where to use what we call mean or median, I will try to explain this in the next class, okay? Guys, the attendance link for day 1 is now there in the chart, so you guys can quickly fill out today's attendance, okay? Filling the attendance is very important for all 5 days, okay? Filling the attendance form is very important for all 5 days for the certificates. Yes, you can use Google Colab to code in Python. It is a very important, like very much reliable platform. If the freelancing project is basic project like or simple classification or regression or based on simple neural network project, then sure, you can do it. Actually, I have also done many freelance project based on this, so you can also do it. VS Code, we are going to use VS Code in the last year for the deployment purpose, because for the VS Code we have to make all the setup, like we have to install Python, we have to set up the Python in our environment and everything, okay? So that I will tell you, I will guide you on each and every step. So before that, we are going to do all the coding part in the notebook only, collab notebook. Yes, the collab files and the complete notes that we have written till now, like all of these notes, all of this will be shared to you guys. So don't worry. Any other doubt, guys? The attendance link is there in the chat, so you guys can quickly fill out the attendance form. Yes, this field is very big field or broad field. There are many things to learn in this field, and trust me, this is very interesting field as well, because the like all the, we can say, field like agentic AI, generative AI, these are very, like these fields have a lot of scope in the future. What is agentic AI? Agentic AI is like how do we deal with LLMs, different LLMs, how do we create different nodes, we deal with them, we combine different models. This is all LLMs. This is all agentic AI. I know many of you won't be able to get it what I am saying, but this field is very interesting field according to me. Guys, quickly fill out the attendance form. It is there in the chat. No, there is no requirement of doing DSF or the data analytics field. So there's not like I am going to teach each and every small to small and big to big concept in these 5 days. So there are a lot of things as well you have to explore by yourself as well. Okay. So please try to explore many things based on this field. No, we are not going to teach LLMs because it is a totally different topic. It comes under generative AI and all. But if you want to see a like a bootcamp based on generative AI and prompt engineering, so you can go to DevTown channel. I have a previous bootcamp based on prompt engineering and generative AI as well. So you can go and see that as well. Yes, we are using Google Colab for the Python code. There are many websites for freelancing. You can go for Upwork and many more. The session will be uploaded on the YouTube, so you guys can go and anytime watch the session. Anything about domains of AI? What do you mean? Sorry. Yes, Fiverr is also a very good freelancing platform. Guys, please quickly fill out the attendance form. Okay. Yes, the this whole bootcamp, this session, today's session, everything will be there on YouTube, so you guys can go and watch anytime you want. No, sorry, but we are not going to discuss the agentic AI and everything in these sessions. But I will try to keep a bootcamp on agentic AI as well in the future. Okay, so don't worry. Yes, computer vision and data science, these are all the emerging fields. No, it is not like you must have to use Google Colab compulsorily. If you have VS Code or anything else, you can code on that platform as well. I am using Google Colab because many of you have not installed Python or VS Code and all. Okay, so that is why I am using Google Colab so that everyone can do it side by side. The attendance link is there in the chat. I am sharing it again. Thanks a lot, guys, for attending this session. Yes, you guys can host your projects as well. No worry. Yes, you guys can leave. If you have filled out the attendance form, you can leave and we'll meet tomorrow at the same time. That is 7 o'clock. Okay, in the evening for the day 2. Yes, you guys can link your project with GitHub at the end. Okay, I will try to take the next bootcamp on agentic AI. So, how do you use these concepts in web development? So, like web development is now like many of the like you see many websites, right? So in most of the websites, in 90% of the websites, there is AIML models. Okay, so AIML is very very important. Like if you understand the core concept, then AI and neural networks is not that much hard because I have also learned it. But it is a like for me it is very interesting. But for like it matters person to person. Like if you is like eager to like understand the concept behind everything, then it is very much interesting. The notes will be shared to you in the WhatsApp community. Okay, the notes and the everything will be shared to you in the WhatsApp community. DS is not that much required for AIML part. Okay, DS is not that much required in AIML part. Thanks a lot guys for joining. Please fill out the attendance form too because this is very much important for the certificate part. The PKL file or the pickle file is used to save the model actually. Awesome. And what you have to do, like not only with the help of pickle file. So what most of the programmers do, or like what is a very basic method of connecting these to UI, you can host your model as a complete separate Flask app, okay, or a fast API. You can host your model as a completely separate fast Flask app on any platform like Render or any platform. Then you can connect that Flask app to your UI, okay, by the link. I hope this is clear. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. Thanks a lot. If you will just go to the like the main concept behind the algorithms, there's a lot of maths, okay, but to for the implementation part only, we don't require any mathematical portion or anything. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. Thanks a lot. If you have filled out the attendance form, then you can leave. Okay. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. We'll meet tomorrow at the same time, that is 7 o'clock.